Okay, so let's read the situation first. Community health nurse Joaquin is conducting a home visit and a family health survey in Pasay. One of the members of the family, an employee of a government agency, complains of a headache almost every day for 2 months and seems sleepy even at daytime. So may signs and symptoms na tong si Joaquin, di ba? So yung question natin, a client is suspected of having a brain tumor after consultation as advised by nurse. Sorry, si Nurse Joaquin yung nurse, okay? So yung patient unnamed. So he is scheduled for a CT scan before the test. Nurse Joaquin should. So ito na tayo, mga diagnostics tayo. So ano ang question dito? Anong kailangan daw gawin ni Nurse Joaquin? So can you write your answers on the comment section? Is it letter A, withhold routine medication? Letter B, describe the equipment involved? Letter C, administer that prescribed sedative? Or letter D, that no radiation will be involved? So type nyo po yung yung answers nyo sa ating question. So type po nyo yung answers nyo. Hello, hello. If you're here and you're going to take the board exam this February, so please do stay in this live and participate para marami kayong matutunan tonight. Okay, so yan, pumapasok na yung ating mga sagot. Sige, answer lang tayo ng answer dyan. Tingnan ko yung mga answer nyo. Okay, alright. So far, medyo pare-pares na sagot. So, answer as you know it, okay? O yung pagkakaalam nyo, yan. So, sumasagot na tayo. Very good, very good, very good. Okay? So, yan, tingnan natin. So, this one, okay? So, ako, medyo madumi akong mag-rasyo ha. Pero, with this way, kasi mas marami tayong matututunan. So, ano nga yung ating patients? Of course, yun na yung dinescribe the situation, no? Meron daw siyang headache and suspected na brain tumor. Okay? Tapos, ano sabi? Scheduled for a CT scan before the test. So, remember, nurses, you have your pre, during, and post procedure sa mga laboratories natin. So, kailangan tandaan nyo kung ano yung mga interventions pre, during, and post. So, ito, before ito. So, pre. So, usually, the concern with before, okay, is yung preparation ng patient. Okay? Usually, yan, papasok dyan yung ating education. Okay? And also, dapat matindi yung ating assessment. Kasi, baka mamaya merong contraindication si patient or merong kailangan i-revise sa ating diagnostics. Okay? So, review tayo ng konti. Ano ba yung CT scan? So, di ba yan yung ating X-ray beam? Okay? To provide a cross-sectional view of the brain. So, cross-section ng brain. Okay? Pwedeng magkaroon ng IV contrast agent. So, usually, iodine-based yan. Okay? So, ano yung mga special considerations natin? Okay? So, nursing intervention. So, ano? Client preparation through education and relaxation techniques. Bakit? Kasi nga, di ba, papasok si client doon sa loob ng machine, which can be claustrophobic. Okay? So, kailangan yung mga patient natin na may claustrophobia, ninonote yan through assessment. So, pag sobrang agitated ng patient, pwedeng gumamit ng sedation. Okay? Pero ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, important ang assessment. Bakit? Kasi baka si patient may allergy. Kung merong allergy si patient, hindi siya pwede sa iodine-based na contrast agent. And what else? We need to evaluate the renal function of the patient para ma-ensure na lalabas yung contrast. Pag hindi maganda ang kidney function ni patient, mag-change tayo ng contrast agent. Okay? So, balikan natin ulit yung question natin kanina. So, ano daw, before the test, what should Nurse Joaquin do? Okay? So, letter A, withhold routine medication ba? Wala tayong, okay, walang sinabing medication. Okay? So, that is not, okay, that is not our best answer here. Okay? Letter B, describe the equipment involved. Okay, tama. Yes, kasi bakit? Di ba, patient education, the more that the patient knows about the diagnostic, the machine, the lesser the anxiety. Okay? Administer prescribed sedative. This one is done during, hindi, okay, hindi before. So that's not the best answer. And tama ba to explain that no radiation will be involved? May X-ray beams nga. So this one is incorrect. So our answer is letter B. Okay, describe the equipment involved. So yan nurses, note your before, during, and after. Okay? Alright. Question number 2 tayo. Okay? So, sagot kayo ulit, nurses, ha? Okay, ito. Assessment pa rin tayo. Very basic. A nurse is performing a neurologic assessment on a 65-year-old male who was admitted for altered level of consciousness. The patient is drowsy but responds to verbal stimuli. His Glasgow Coma Scale, GCS, is 13. Which GCS component is most indicative of the patient's level of consciousness? So, hello po sa mga bagong join sa atin tonight. So, yan. So, sige nga, let's see your answers. So, kung ano talaga yung answer niyo, sagot niyo dyan, ha? Baka kasi tama yung answer niyo. Huwag tayong magpadala lang kung ano yung mga nakikita niyo na sagot na sa comment section. So, sagot kayo sa comment section. Okay, okay. Alright, sige, antayin natin yung sagot ng iba. So, anong sagot? Sagot natin dito. Which component is most indicative of patient's level of consciousness? So, GCS tayo, ha? So, ano ang GCS natin? So, okay? Sige, sagot mo muna sagot bago tayo pumunta dun sa ano. So, ang tinatanong dito, most indicative. Pag sinabi mong most indicative, ano yung pinaka-best, okay? Best na indicator. Okay? Best na indicator na conscious yung patient mo. Alright? Okay? Pwede rin yang hindi best indicator lang. Most indicative, ano yung pinaka-sensitive? Saan yung pinaka-sensitive na masasabi mo na talagang yung pag tinignan mo to, makikita mo yung level of consciousness ng patient mo. Ayan, nagkaiba-iba na yung sagot natin. And that's okay. That's okay. So, I will look at this, ha. Some of you answered C. Some of you answered A. Meron din nagsagot ng letter D. Okay? C. Okay. So, yan. Tingnan natin, RNs. We're going to learn a lot tonight. Okay? So, sagot lang, sagot lang. So, tingnan natin, ha. So, balikan lang natin yung GCS natin. So, di ba sa GCS natin, you will see here, di ba yan? Okay, medyo, yan. So, makita natin, merong eye-opening response. So, ito na nga do, tinitingnan natin. Bumubukas ba yung mata? Spontaneously ba? Pagpasok mo, bukas naman yung mata ng patient. Pag tinawag mo, bumukas yung mata. Pag nag-inflict ka ng pain, nagbukas yung mata or totally no response. That's the first step. Diba? Best verbal response. Okay? So, ito na yung tinatanong mo si patient, di ba? Oriented ba siya to time, place, and person? Confused ba? Inappropriate words, incomprehensible sounds, or no response at all. And then, yung motor response natin, tinitingnan natin kung si patient ba ay, okay, sumusunod sa pinapagawa natin, okay, obeys commands, moves to localize pain. Pag nag-inflict ka ng pain, mag-move towards doon yung katawan niya. Or, pagka naman nag-inflict ka ng pain, flexion ba? Tinatanggal niya, wini-withdraw ba niya yung kamay niya? Or is it abnormal flexion? So, ito na yung ating mga positions, coma positions, yung tinatawag natin decorticate and decerebrate, and no response. So, ang tanong, okay, balikan natin to. Ang tanong, ano daw yung most indicative? Alright? So, letter D, pupil reaction will not be the best answer kasi level of consciousness to. Pag pupil reaction, medyo late na yan. Okay? Pag nagkaroon tayo ng changes sa pupil reaction, for example, yun na nga, di ba, hindi na bumubukas yung mata. Late na yan na indicator ng level of consciousness. So, hindi yan. Letter B, pag ang pasyente ba ay coma, nakakoma at unconscious, pwede pa rin ba siyang gumalaw? Yes, di ba? Makikita natin doon sa pain natin, pag nag-inflict ng pain. So, motor response is not the best Okay, indicator for level of consciousness. So ito na, magkakatalo na tayo. Is it letter A or letter C? Okay? Letter A or letter C? So ito guys, isiping maigi. Pag ang tao nakabukas ang mata, okay? So ito ha, there are certain scenarios. Okay, sega. May certain scenarios, may certain tawag dito, conditions tayo na nakabukas ang mata ng pasyente, pero pag tinawag mo, nagsa-space out siya, wala siyang naririnig. Okay? So, is that a good assessment? Best indicator ba yan? Most sensitive indicator ba yan ng level of consciousness? Actually, no. The best indicator of your level of consciousness, kasi di ba, pag sinabi mong altered level of consciousness, okay? Altered level of consciousness, yun. Makikita mo yan agad sa verbal response kung merong altered level of consciousness. Okay? So sabi ng isa, dali na ma'am. Sorry ha. Okay, so anong sagot? Letter C. So nakuha ba ng mga sumagot ng letter A? Yan. Okay, sumagot ba? Ay, sumagot ba? Nakuha ba ng mga naka-letter A yung sagot? Okay. Yan. So, yung ano naman, meron dito tanong si Sir, how pag intubated? Sir, pag intubated naman, may responses pa din yung patient na not necessarily verbal response. Siyempre, hindi yan makaka-verbal response. Pero pwede siyang magsulat, di ba? Pwede siyang magsulat sa board. So, ang ibig sabihin nun, ita-translate mo lang, nakaka-respond pa rin ba siya dun sa questions? Okay? So, yan. Alright? So, nakuha nurses? Good job. Okay. So, for our next question, okay, sabi kasi nung isa, dali na ma'am. So, heart mo muna. Mag-heart muna tayo. Heart nyo muna, guys, para tayo mag-proceed sa next question. 3.5 hearts total para tayo mag-proceed sa next question. Sabi kasi nung isa, nagdalian na daw natin. Okay? Kasi alam na niya yung sagot, tama na siya. Pero yun, syempre, ang sagot po ay letter C. O, see? Kakamadali natin. Hindi ko tuloy naikisan yung letter A. Letter C yung sagot, dear. Verbal response. Okay? Alright. So guys, yun nga, if you are new here, ngayon nyo lang ako nakita sa FYP nyo. So I am J, teka, sorry. Kailangan kong sorry ha, i-flip ko lang ulit yung camera guys. Kasi, yan. So I am J, your RN on the go. So I am a registered nurse for so many years na. I'm a practitioner for public health research and disaster management. Tapos, yun, I'm also a national review lecturer. Yung review center ko, hindi ko na sabihin, secret para may mystery. Alright? So, sige. Next question tayo. Okay? So, flip ko lang ulit. Okay, next question. Ito, madali lang to. Napakadali nito. Sige, sagot nurses. Pero minsan, madali na ngayon tanong, pero minsan naguguluhan pa rin tayo. Which finding should the nurse report immediately to the physician? Okay? Sige, sagot. Letter A, unequal pupil size and sluggish reaction. Letter B, GCS improving to 15. Letter C, mild confusion but oriented to place. Or letter D, blood pressure of 130/80 mmHg. So, big sabihin, di ba, nurse report immediately to the physician. Guys, ang nire-report lang natin immediately if it is an emergency. Okay? Or it is urgent concern. 'Di ba? So, letter D, blood pressure of 130/80 mmHg, hindi pa naman yan emergency. Mild confusion but oriented to place, oriented naman siya. Okay naman siya. Medyo nagkaroon lang ng mild confusion. Tingnan natin. Sorry, nawala. Tuloy yung sulat ko. So, mild confusion, medyo okay pa yan. GCS improving to 50. Ano bang perfect score ng GCS? 15, di ba? So, meaning to say your patient is doing okay. Pero letter A, guys. Anong sinisignify nito? Sagot kayo sa comment section. Unequal pupil size and sluggish reaction. Anong sinisignify niyan? Anong pwedeng isignify niyan? Sa neuro, anong condition ang pwedeng magkaroon ng unequal pupil size and sluggish reaction? Okay? Yes, neuro damage. You're correct, Isha, teacher nurse Isha. Pero ano pa? Can you give me a specific, siguro, common condition? Can you guess, nurses, common condition na nagkakaroon ng unequal pupil size and sluggish reaction? Okay? Yes, yon. Nakita ko na yung sagot. Alright? So, it is your increase in intracranial pressure or increase in ICP. Okay? So this is the next question. The nurse teaches the parents of a child on a long-term phenytoin. So most probably, ito yung may mga seizure conditions. Alright? So, seizure, phenytoin yung common medication natin on a long-term basis. The nurse recognizes that the teaching is effective when they say, we should. So, si parents ito, parents. Okay? We should. Letter A, give our child the medication 2 hours after breakfast and dinner. Letter B, supplement the diet with high-caloric foods and encourage fluids. Letter C, provide oral hygiene, especially gum massage and flossing of teeth. And letter D, observe our child's urine for the complication of a reddish-brown discoloration. Okay? So, ibig sabihin ito, tinitingnan natin kung tumama yung health teaching natin sa ating parents. Okay? So, ano ang sagot natin dito? So, most of the time, pagka ganito yung question, isipin mo, anong mechanism of action ng medication? Ano ang side effects ng medication? Kasi remember, this is on what? Long-term phenytoin therapy. Long-term yan. Okay? So, letter D, tingnan natin. Observe child's urine for complication of a reddish-brown discoloration. Is it a common complication of phenytoin? No. Okay? Ano tong reddish-brown discoloration na yan? Or hindi naman reddish-brown, usually orange-brown. That will be your TB medications, di ba? So, yes, rifampicin. Good job, Nika Nix. Okay, so letter D is not our answer. Letter A, give our child the medication 2 hours after breakfast and dinner. Hindi. Kung ano yung prescribed na dosage na ibibigay. Okay? Letter B, supplement the diet with high-caloric foods and encourage fluids. Hindi naman necessary for your phenytoin. So, letter C. Bakit letter C? Provide, kasi ma'am, yun na lang yung natira. Provide oral hygiene, especially gum massage. Bakit? Kasi one of the long-term side effects of phenytoin is what? Nakita ko na kanina, nurses, sige, sagot. May mga nagsagot na kanina. Ano yung long-term side effect ng phenytoin? Hindi po gingival conjunctivitis, but it's called gingival hyperplasia. Good job, nurses. So, gingival hyperplasia. Tapos, pwede rin siyang magkaroon ng hairy na tongue. Okay? So, dapat yung ating in-educate is provide oral hygiene, gum massage, flossing of teeth, and also a visit to the dentist. Okay? Regular dental visits yan. Sorry, regular dental visits. Regular dental visits. Okay, nurses? Nakuha? Okay, ito. Sige guys, ito na tayo. Alright? So, answer this question. Eldepril or Selegiline is prescribed for a client with Parkinson's disease who had a poor response to levodopa therapy. When teaching the client and family about this drug, the nurse should explain that. Okay? Letter A, if a severe headache occurs, it should be reported to the physician immediately. The side effects of levodopa will decrease when these drugs are taken concurrently. Letter C, the dosage of the drug can be adjusted daily depending on the client's response that day. Okay? Or letter D, blood study should be performed monthly to measure therapeutic levels of the drug. Sige, nurses, answer the question. Okay, answer this question. Naaral nyo na ba to? O yan guys, sa mga common medications for your neuro conditions. Sige, try your answers. Answer lang nurses. Tapos i-discuss natin. Okay? So, Ldeprenil, isang Parkinsonian medication yan. It's okay if you're not sure. Matututunan natin yan tonight. Okay, so medyo iba yung sagot natin. It's okay. Sige, sagot lang. Okay? Sagot, nurses. The more na sumasagot tayo, the more na mas matututunan natin kung anong tamang sagot. Okay? Okay? Yan. Do you know, familiar na ba kayo dito sa ating anti-Parkinsonian medications? Kasi kung hindi pa, aaralin natin to. Okay. I-discuss ko siya ngayong gabi. Okay, so medyo iba-iba yung sagot natin. Yeah. Medyo iba-iba yung sagot natin. So, sige, feel ko, B. So, sige, ganito muna. Bago natin siya sagutin, I feel like we need to have a review. Okay? So, ano nga ba si Parkinson's disease? So, sa Parkinson's, okay, our substantia nigra, okay, is not producing dopamine anymore. Sa Parkinson, mababa ang dopamine ng patient. Sorry, tapat natin. Mababa yung dopamine ng patients natin. That's our Parkinson. Kasi nga, yung part ng brain na nagpo-produce niyan in the substantia nigra is patay na. Okay? So, anong medications natin? So, sa meds natin, okay, ang dapat mangyari is we need to increase our dopamine. So, the first class of medications, ang tawag dito, increasing dopaminergic activity. Okay? Sana nurses nakikita niyo yung aking sulat, ha? Pasensya na kayo. Ayusin ko I will give my best. Kasi hindi ako sanay magsulat sa sa screen. So, merong several types niyan. Levodopa, okay? Yan yung first medication. Pero ginagamit yung levodopa first few years lang. Noted. First few years lang yan ginagamit, ha? Bakit? Kasi may side effects yan. Okay? Yung side effects niya nangyayari pag 5 to 10 years na yan ginagamit. Anong side effect? Dyskinesia. Dyskinesia. Sorry. Okay? So, dyskinesia. So, yung levodopa din, another thing that you should remember, hindi yan binibigyan ng mag-isa. Lagi yan levodopa with carbidopa. Kasi bakit binibigay yung carbidopa? Kasi pag walang carbidopa, yung levodopa mo, bago pa yan makapasok sa blood-brain barrier, mai-inhibit na siya. Okay? So, dapat may levodopa with carbidopa. So, that's the first set of drugs. Meron tayong tinatawag na amantadine. Okay? Yung amantadine hydrochloride, okay, hindi masyadong alam yung MOA niya. Not understood ang MOA, pero it increases dopamine production. Okay? Increases dopamine production. Yung next drug, ito na yung dopamine agonists. Yung dopamine agonist, ito yung type ng medications. Narinig niyo pa naman ako, no? Baka let me know lang pagka yung mic ko hindi gumana, ha? So, yung dopamine agonist, ito rin, ini-stimulate niya yung dopamine receptors naman. Dopamine receptors. So, anong mga gamot to? Ito yung bromocriptine. Okay, bromocriptine. Tapos, pergolide. So, ito yung ergot derivative na tinatawag. Meron din tayong non-ergot derivative. Okay, ito ergot. Ito naman ropinirole. Okay, hydrochloride. At saka pramipexole. Non-ergot naman yan. So, anong trabaho nito? Stimulate dopamine receptors. Okay? So, A, B, C, tatlo ng type ng medication. Hindi pa rin natin napag-uusapan yung sinabi kanina. Okay? So, nurses, i-screenshot nyo na yan. Okay? Kasi mabubura na yan. Buburahin ko na yan. Next set na ng gamot. Okay? Okay. Teka, mabubura na yan. Okay. So, A, B, C, ka lang. Pala nagdagdag na lang ako ng slide. Sorry. Okay, ABC, ngayon letter D na tayo. Okay? So, yung letter D, ito yung tinatawag na methyl transferase inhibitors. Pag sinabi mong inhibitors, taga-kontra. Okay? Catechol O methyltransferase or COMT. Bakit? Ano bang nangyayari dyan? Yung COMT, tina-target niyan, breakdown dopamine. So, kailangan mo ng inhibitor para di ma-breakdown si dopamine. Okay? So, COMT inhibitors. Okay? So, tanggalin ko na tong kasi binibreakdown niya yung dopamine. Kailangan mo ng inhibitors para hindi ma-breakdown si dopamine. Kasi nga dapat gusto nating increase yung dopamine, right? So, ano yung mga gamot na yan? Entecapone, tsaka tolcapone. Okay. O, dito na tayo. Last set of medications na nag-i-increase ng dopamine. Monoamine oxidase inhibitors. Ito yung tinatawag natin na MAUI. O mas madaling tandaan ngayon, MAUI, MAUI-WAWI, di ba? Okay, MAUI, tama, Celine Hana. So, MAUI, okay, bakit? Kasi yung monoamine oxidase, tina-target din niya, binibreakdown din niya yung dopamine. Kaya kailangan mong i-inhibit yon. So, ito na yung selegiline and rasagiline. Okay? So, ang important na tandaan sa MAUI, okay? So, MAUI, di ba, si Darren Espanto, di ba, nakataas yung kamay niya, kumakanta ng Maui-Wawi, di ba, habang kumakanta. So, tandaan nyo, bakit? Kasi yung MAUI can cause, taas ang kamay, pataas ang BP. Okay? This can cause your hypertensive crisis. Especially kapag kumakain ka ng food na high in tyramine. So, bawal ang high in tyramine na food. So, anong example ng mga high in tyramine, nurses? Do you still remember? Okay? High in tyramine, ito yung mga cheese, fermented, and cured foods. Bawal yan kapag umiinom ng MAUI. Okay? So, bawal yan pag umiinom ng MAUI. Okay, balik na tayo. So, alam na natin yan. Yes, kimchi, bawal din. Caspian, good. O, ito na tayo. Balik na tayo dito. So, tumama ba yung sagot nyo, guys? Okay. Letter D, blood study should be performed monthly to measure therapeutic blood levels of the drug. Okay. Pwedeng answer. Sige, pwede. Hindi natin tatanggalin. Letter C, dosage of drug can be adjusted daily depending on the client's response that day. So, ganun ba yun? No, we cannot adjust that daily. Okay? Letter B, side effects of levodopa will decrease when these drugs are taken concurrently. Nurses, note that, sabi dito, poor response na nga siya sa levodopa. So, yung levodopa, hindi na natin siya iti-take concurrently kasi poor response na siya eh. Alright? So, anong sagot? A or D? Okay? If a severe headache occurs, it should be reported to the physician immediately. So, ano yung pwedeng i-signify ng severe headache? That can signify your hypertensive crisis. Is that an emergency situation? Yes, emergency yan. Dapat mo bang i-report yan sa physician immediately? Yes. So, the best answer, while D may be correct, the best answer is still letter A. Because your selegiline is a MAUI okay, or MAU inhibitor, which can cause your hypertensive crisis. Okay? So, nakuha ba, nurses? Nakuha? Tumama yung sagot natin? So, kung hindi naman, okay, it's fine. So, ngayon may natutunan ka, di ba? Na alam mo na bakit bawal yung tyramine-rich food pagka may medication na MAUI yung patient natin. So, para matatandaan mo lang MAUI, di ba? O, tandaan mo si Darren Espanto, MAUI-WAWI, di ba? O, taas ang BP. Okay? Sige, next question, nurses. Is this helpful to you? Alas 10 na pala, no? Huwag kayo mag-alala, tatapusin natin ito kahit alas 10 na. Okay, next. Ay, screenshot. Teka lang, dear, ha? Anong i-screenshot mo? Okay, sige, balik natin. Sorry. Ayan, okay? Na-screenshot mo na. Okay? Alright? Sige. Okay, next tayo, next. Okay, sige, dito tayo. A 32-year-old woman presents with intermittent, blurred vision, muscle weakness, and unsteady gait. She reports that symptoms worsened with heat. MRI shows demyelinating plaques in the brain and spinal cord. Okay, which clinical feature is most characteristic of the condition being described? So, di ba lang, gulo na ng question. Ma'am, ano to? So guys, kailangan ma-identify nyo kung anong condition to. Kasi pinapahanap ka pa ng isang symptom. So kailangan tumama yung pag-identify mo ng condition. Okay? So can anyone? Sige, answer. Answer, nurses. So ano to? Letter A, bilateral facial paralysis ba yan? Letter B, ascending symmetrical weakness. Letter C, periodic remissions and exacerbations. Or letter D, progressive muscle wasting. Sige, sagutin natin. Sagot, sagot. Try nyo lang sagutin kung parang hindi talaga kaya manghula. Pwede namang manghula. No problem. Okay? Alright, may sumagot. Oh, iba-iba yung sagot natin. May A, may B, may C, may D. Okay, alam nyo bakit iba-iba yung sagot nyo? Iba-iba yung sagot natin kasi kailangan nating ipin down muna kung anong condition. Okay? Sige, nurses. Study with me. Alright? Anong sabi dito? Intermittent gait si patient, muscle weakness, unsteady gait. She reports worsening with heat daw ang symptom niya. Okay, shows demyelinating plaques in the brain and spinal cord. Nurses, anong condition to? Anong condition ang meron tayo sa patient? Sige nga, anong condition to? Can anyone? Alright? Okay, ano to? It's what you call your MS or your multiple sclerosis. So, di ba meron lang tayong two conditions ng demyelinating? Pag brain and spinal cord, which is your central nervous system, that's multiple sclerosis. Pag peripheral nervous system, GBS, Guillain-Barré syndrome. Diba? So, MS yan kasi brain and spinal cord. Tama? Okay. So, ngayon, tingnan natin. Ano ba ito? Sino? Ang tinatanong, alam mo na ngayon na MS yan, ano daw yung clinical feature? So, ngayon, nagbago ba yung sagot nyo, nurses? Sige, tingnan natin nagbago yung sagot. Sige, pwede yung sumagot ulit kasi ngayon alam mo na ng MS eh. Okay? O, nagbago na yung sagot. O, nagbago na yung sagot. Okay? Alright. So, remember guys, di ba yung ating MS, okay, di ba yung nerve, yung neuron, ang pangit kasi pag drawing ko. Okay? So, anong sagot natin dyan? Tingnan natin. Letter D, progressive muscle wasting. So, sa neuro actually, if you will think about this, isa lang yung condition na may progressive muscle wasting sa neuro. Usually, ALS, or syempre, yun na, pag yung patient mo na stroke, pwede ring muscle wasting, diba kasi nagagamit, yung ano, pero usually ALS yan, or pwedeng stroke. Okay? So, periodic remissions and exacerbations, explain ko later. Letter B, ascending ba? Ascending symmetrical weakness. Ano yung ascending symmetrical weakness? Okay? GBS yan. Okay? Characteristic yan ng GBS. Okay? Bilateral facial paralysis, syempre yon. Pwedeng sa stroke, so hindi rin yan. Okay? So, bakit periodic remissions and exacerbations? So, nurses, yung ating condition na demyelinating, MS and GBS, di ba ang nangyayari dyan, yung iyong myelin sheath, di ba yan sa nyo? Yan, myelin sheath yan, kunwari. 'Di ba ina-attack yan, nasisira, 'di ba? Kasi autoimmune, ina-attack yung myelin. Pero, okay, yung oligodendrocyte mo, magre-replenish ulit yan. Pagkatapos, ire-replenish niya. So, pag nare-replenish yung myelin, nagkakaroon ng improvement sa symptoms si patient. Kaya meron tayong tinatawag na remission and bakit exacerbation? So, remission, ang pagka nakaka-catch up pa si oligodendrocyte na re-repair. Pero each attack niyan, pagka nagkaroon ulit ng attack, nasisira talaga siya, tapos hindi na nakaka-catch up si oligodendrocyte until mawala na yung myelin talaga. So, that's your exacerbation. Nagwo-worsen yung symptom mo with each attack. So, the answer is letter C. Nakuha ang ating MS? So, may pagka-similarity lang yan with GBS din. So, ganun din si GBS, di ba? Ina-attack. Pero later on, makita niyo bakit ina-attack. Okay? You got it? Very good. Okay, sige. Next question tayo. Ito, sige. Ganun din ulit. May dinidescribe tayo na scenario. You have to get the primary pathophysiology. So, a 38-year-old woman presents with complaints of muscle weakness that worsens with activity and improves with rest. She has ptosis and difficulty swallowing. Okay? Ano to? Anong condition to? Complains muscle weakness, worsens with activity, improves with rest, ptosis, difficulty swallowing. What is this? This is your... Okay, sige. Okay. GBS ba yan? Okay. Ang tanong, what is the primary pathophysiology? Ano bang condition to? This is your myasthenia gravis. 'Di ba? MG. Kasi 'di ba remember, bumababa ang acetylcholine levels through the day kasi nag-activity, mapapagod si patient, 'di ba? So, anong sagot? So, it's not destruction of peripheral myelin. Letter A is GBS, 'di ba? Dopamine deficiency in basal ganglia, letter C, that's your Parkinson's. Okay? So, hindi rin excessive serotonin in the CNS. So, anong sagot dyan? Letter B. Autoimmune attack on the acetylcholine receptors. Very good, nurses. So, kanina hindi ko na kailangan. Ayan, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Nawala yung audio. Ayan, ayan. Hello? Can you hear me? Sorry ha, nawala na yung nalobat yung isang mic. Audible na? Oo. Sabi tuloy nung isa sa inyo, pumunta pa daw ako. Teka lang, dear, ito naman, oh. May mic pa tayo extra. Pasensya na. Okay? Sige, tuloy tayo. Okay, so what is the likely cause of GBS? Sige, sagot, guys. Sagot. Sagot. O, alam nyo na. Okay? So, usually, your GBS is associated with infection. Okay? Kasi, bakit? Yung antigen ng infection ay parehas ng lipids na nasa Schwann, lipids na parehas sa Schwann cells. Okay? Kaya ang mangyayari, i-attack ng body yung Schwann cells kasi na-record, di ba, yung antigen. So, ina-attack nila, masisira, magkakaroon ng demyelination. So, this is letter B. Okay? Alam nyo kung anong common infection yan? So, Epstein-Barr virus. Okay? Cytomegalovirus. Okay? Tapos, meron din tayong ano pa, sa bacteria naman, ano yung bacteria na commonly associated with ano? Alam niyo, nurses? With GBS? Anong bacteria? Yes, Campylobacter jejuni. Yes, that's good. Okay, very good, very good. Okay? Sige, next question tayo. O, yan na yon. Sorry. Hindi ko na napakita. So, yun ha. Yung lipids kasi yung parehas, okay, dito sa ating Schwann cells. Kaya ina-attack yan. Okay. Alright, guys. Next question. A client with expressive aphasia becomes frustrated when speaking. Which nursing approach is the best? So, which nursing approach is the best? Okay? So, yan, guys. This is what? Expressive aphasia. So, nahihirapang magsalita si patient. Tama kasi expressive aphasia nga eh. Nahihirapang magsalita. So, which is best? Okay, letter D is ineffective. That's tamad na nurse yan. Avoid communication. That's not the solution. Okay? So, letter C, speak loudly. Okay? Speak loudly. So, this one is not effective. Even if, kasi expressive aphasia naman siya, wala siyang problema sa pandinig. Okay? So, that's not effective. Finish sentences for the patient. You know, pag ginawa mo to nurses, you are, okay, increasing the frustration ng patient. So, hindi yan helpful. Okay? So, hindi siya helpful. Okay? So, nurses, anong sagot dito? It's letter B. Use simple yes or no questions so that your patient can easily respond. Okay? So, that's good. Alright, next. Okay, sige nurses, ito. Sagot. Okay? A patient develops cerebral edema following a head injury and shows increasing headache and decreasing levels of consciousness. Nursing care focuses on monitoring neurologic status and preventing increased intracranial pressure. All right, a patient with cerebral edema is ordered mannitol, IV, which nursing action is priority. Okay? So, mannitol IV, tas alam natin yung patient natin, increase intracranial pressure. Anong priority natin? So, di ba, we want to, okay, control the ICP of the patient. Kaya tayo, gusto mong pababain yung ICP ni patient. Alright? So, tingnan natin. Letter D, place patient supine. Ang patient ba na may increased ICP ay pinoposition in supine? No, 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 no. This one is contraindicated. Kasi mas lalong tataas yung ICP niyan. Hindi rin ma-facilitate yung ang gravity flow, 'di ba? Para mag-decrease ang ICP. Check blood glucose, sige, pwede. Okay? Pwede naman, may significance. Kasi pagka nag-hypoglycemia yung patient, magkakaproblema din tayo. But yan ba talaga yung reason pagka nagmamanitol tayo? Let's check. Encourage oral fluids. Again, our fluids is controlled. We need to control our fluids. Hindi pwedeng magbigay ng maraming fluid. But we need to what? Monitor urine output. Kasi nga, ang action ng mannitol is diuresis, di ba? Gusto mong i-monitor kung effective ba yung mannitol, diuresis. So, monitor urine output, letter A. Alright, this one. Sige, seizure naman tayo. A patient suddenly develops generalized tonic-clonic movements with loss of consciousness while inside the unit. After the episode, the patient is drowsy and confused but has a patent airway. The priority nursing action during an active seizure. During an active seizure is letter A, insert an oral airway. Letter B, restrain the patient. Letter C, protect the patient from injury. Letter D, administer the anticonvulsive or anticonvulsant immediately. So, nurses, remember that during an active seizure, your priority is to protect. Okay? Inserting an oral airway will cause injury. Mag-i-injury ka niya. Injury yan. Okay? When you restrain the patient, that's also can cause your injury. Hindi lang sa patient, pati sa'yo, sa nurse. Okay? So, administer anticonvulsive immediately. Hindi yan during, after. or before, 'di ba? Kaya nga tayo merong maintenance medications for anticonvulsants. So, hindi yan during. So, letter C is the correct answer. Protect the patient from injury. Hindi na tayo nag-insert ng any oral airway or guard during. Okay? Alright, next question. Ito, mga prioritization, guys. Ang daming lumabas ng mga prioritization questions ng November. So, sagutin natin to. A patient with suspected meningitis is admitted. Which action should the nurse implement? First, sobrang dami ng tanong na ganito, nurses. Sobrang dami. So, practicein nyo to. Practicein. Okay. Sige, sagot, nurses. Tapos wag magpalito, ha? Papalito. Pero sumagot lang kayo, sagutin nyo lang. Sagutin nyo lang siya. Pero huwag magpalito. Okay, iba-iba yung sagot natin. May C, may B. Okay, may C, may B. Okay. So, nurses, sige, let's analyze the question. Your patient is suspected meningitis. Alright? Suspected meningitis. Implement first. So, pag nagpa-prioritization tayo, usually ginagawa natin, di ba, we do the ADPI. Tama. Assessment. Tama. Apply ang ADPI. Okay. So, syempre, tingnan natin. Kung ADPI yan, assessment, anong assessment dyan? Letter C, di ba? Assess. Ito, assess yan. Okay? Letter D, obtain consent for lumbar puncture. That's further assessment, di ba? Pero dahil ano na yan, it will follow after letter C. So, assess pa rin naman ito. Okay? Part of assessment. This one is part of your interventions already. And you do the IV antibiotics once you already have an order. So, this one, nurses, is a dependent nursing function. Hindi mo yan pwedeng basta-basta gawin. Okay? So, letter C, yung letter D, hindi first kasi dapat mauna yung letter C. Okay? So, letter C ba yung tamang sagot? Okay. Ito na, nurses. So, aside from ADPI, okay, gumagamit tayo na ibang principles in prioritization. Ngayon, okay, suspected meningitis ang pasyente mo. Infectious, non-infectious? Infectious yan, nurses. Pag ang condition mo ay infectious, kahit may ADPI ka pa, mauuna yung infection control measures mo. Okay? That should take priority, especially if your patient is infectious. So, the answer is letter B. Okay? So, nakuha niyo yun, nurses. Bakit hindi letter C assessment yung sagot? Kasi infection to eh. Imagine mo, nurses, pag hindi ka naglagay ng droplet precautions, nag-assess ka, pwede kang mahawa ni patient, tama? Si patient pwedeng makahawa sa iba. At pati yung patient, sabihin na natin nasa ER to or sa med-surg ward, 'di ba? Or ER, sabihin natin ER kasi admission pa lang to. Pwede siyang magkalat ng meningitis sa mga patients. We want infection control first. Okay? So